Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the inaugural round of Challenger Virtual Season 6 at Adelaide. The drivers are going to be heading into some pre-qualifying as of now, so this is just like a brief introduction. Any case, it looks to be a very interesting season up ahead. Matessa succeed their 4th level of speed, while Audi Sport Virtual, who have rebranded, succeed level 3, and so do Russell British Racing. So let's take a look at that here. Got it in the corner. Just there we go. I think that's better for everyone to see. It's across the entire screen. Audi Sport Virtual command the best car on the grid by far, by 1.2 index. Meanwhile, Matessa have caught up. They're just 0.1 behind recently relegated Colos Forza. We've had speed upgrades from Audi Sport Virtual, Matessa RBR, as mentioned before, as well as NASA Luna Racing and Flying Fox. The two JV champions who have promoted have gotten their first level of speed in terms of Excel upgrades. HRT and RBR succeed double acceleration upgrade. Danube Flow succeeded a single grip upgrade, and HRT succeeded a triple turbo upgrade. Audi Sport Virtual, best car on the grid by the Car Performance Index. Then Colos Forza 0.1 behind them is Matessa. 0.4 behind them is Danube Flow. 0.1 behind them is RBR. 0.2 behind them is HRT. 0.1 is behind is NASA Luna. Then 0.5 behind is Polish National Racing Team Orlen. 0.1 behind them are the joint worst cars on the grid, Nuri Racing Team and Flying Fox. So I'll just have to see how this whole race will go. Really gonna make it smaller now, and we'll get into the qualifying. Here we go. For 3 minutes of qualifying, there are no collisions, there is no tire wear, no rain, and boost every single lap. Priya with a quick start here, while the drivers are looking to get off with their first lap of the qualifying. We can take a look at the tokens. 2 tokens being spent by Kraft from Colos Forza, 3 by Priya from Audi Sport Virtual, 2 by G4 Let4, and 1 by Ricky Boy 12, both from Polish National Racing Team Orlen. 3 tokens each from a Fast Juicer and Butterlord from Racing Auto Matessa, 2 tokens from Stefano and 1 from Pumpkin, both from Danube Flow, and 3 tokens from Skip and 2 from Kader for Russell British Racing. So we've got 4 free token spenders here in the form of Priya, Fast Juicer, Butterlord, and Skip. And currently it's Fast Juicer on pole position after the second lap. That was our first lap, a time of 29.20. He is 8/10 ahead of Priya, who's on the front row of a 30 flat time. Then it's Butterlord in third. In fact, Kader, who's spending 1 less token than Skip, is currently 3 positions ahead of him. Qualifying, Butterlord makes a mistake there. Fast Juicer across the line doesn't improve. Priya improves marginally. Butterlord doesn't improve. Skip improves, but it's only enough to keep him in 7th. Stefano has improved up to the front row, an amazing time of 29.60 despite spending only 2 tokens. Nobody spending 4 tokens here today, of course. If we just put it up again, and interestingly enough, 4 entire teams are spending not a single token here, and that's HRT, KRT, and the 2 newly promoted teams, NASA Luna and Flying Fox. None of them are spending any tokens, but are any of their drivers in the top 10 at the current moment, as Butterlord goes up to the front row right behind Fast Juicer with a time of 29.48. Well, let's see. HRT have Gwetsley Boy in 18th and Mr. 06 in 11th, so he is doing quite well. KRT have Julo and Nandi 20th and 14th. Flying Fox have Masca Bravus and R&D Andrew 19th and 16th. Butter up to provisional pole with a time of 29.15. Priya nowhere near the times the Matessas are pulling out here. Pumpkin has improved up to 4th, spending only 1 token with a time of 29.65. It's complete domination from Matessa for the front row, and the second row dominated by Dan and Flo. And there we go, Butterlord ends this qualifying. We see Stefano improved to 29.58, Kader improves to 29.77, up to 5th, ahead of Priya. Iceberg improves up to 11th. Let's have a look at the entire quali results. I was a bit too focused on talking about the teams who aren't spending any. Let's take a look at the quali results. Right, here we are. Front row lockout by Racing Automatessa with times 3/10 faster than anyone else on the grid, and they do have that one level of speed over everyone else, and not just over everyone else, only over Audi and RBR. The other teams, they have 2 levels of speed, most of them even 3 levels of speed higher than Matessa have, so they are really good in that department, and it's just speed and grip for them, really. In any case, both spending 3 tokens tonight in Adelaide, and it's working out, at least in qualifying. We'll have to see if they can hold on to these positions during the race. Behind them, second row lockout, surprisingly, from Stefano and Pumpkin from the Danube flows. Let's just pop up the tokens here, just so you can have comparison. Only 2 tokens being spent by Stefano and 1 by Pumpkin, and the Danube Flow car isn't anything special, but according to the index, neither is Matessa's, but they do have the best speed. They have very good grip as well, so that can be seen there. Danube Flow don't have necessarily great speed. They do have solid grip, and just overall, they are quite balanced, so that might have something to do with it, but I'm not sure. Kader spending only 2 tokens, he is starting from 5th. That is very good for him. RBR have a really impressive power unit. 3 speed and 4 excel. They can really get up to the top speeds quickly, but a surprise must be Priya spending 3 tokens, only starting from 6th. Surely she will make up some positions during the race, because Audi Sport Virtual is easily the best car on the grid in every single aspect, apart from speed and also turbo, because of Nuri Racing Team's amazing 10 levels of turbo. But speed, they are just 1 behind Matessa in terms of speed, and that is the only only significant attribute that they lag behind. Then Ricky Boy 12 spending 1 token, 1 less than G4, and G4 is not even in the top 10. Ricky Boy 12 has pulled out a blinder in this 3rd worst car. He's gonna start from 7th. He's gonna hope to remain in the points for Polish NRT. He's only spending 1 token. Skip, 3 tokens, only starts from 8th. A disappointment like Priya's, but again, 3 tokens. He's expected to make that up during the race for RBR car. That might be a bit more difficult, considering the 0 grip might make it hard to extend the tires if need be. Iceberg tokenless will start from 9th, shows the superiority of that Audi Sport virtual car. Mr. Searle 6 tokenless starts from 10th, a very nice surprise for Hurricane Racing Team. Their driver, who was promoted from JV, is off to a great start in the first round of his debut in Challenger Virtual. Let's take a look outside the top 10. G4 let 4, spending 2 tokens, qualifies in 11th, just 300s behind Mr. 06. He'll be looking to fight into the points positions there. More surprisingly here, Kraft spends 2 tokens, Charge GT spends none, yet Charge GT out-qualifies him by 500s. There might be some team orders at hand during the race, and then the final 7 positions from 14th and 20th are occupied by drivers from teams who have had neither driver spend any tokens. We've got Aaron DeAndrian, Juan Hernandi, Masca Bravas, Fabio, Julo, and Guetzli Boy. I do not think any of these 7 in particular will get into the points position, but you never know, and it will be an interesting race at hand. Can Matessa deliver a Challenger Virtual 1-2, or will they be stopped by Priya or Skep or Dan and Flows? Let's get into the race. No further ado, let's find out. Here we go. It's 36 laps, and we've got both Matessas starting in the softs. So does Pumpkin from behind. Stefano starts in the mediums. We've got Pumpkin, Kader, Priya, all looking to try and get past him. Butterlord already running away. Pumpkin is past Stefano. Priya, Kader, all trying to squeeze there. Priya uses a bit of boost, gets past Pumpkin even. We got Skip fighting Iceberg behind Iceberg on the hards. And 8th, Skip tries to force himself past Stefano, hits the gravel. That costs him quite a few positions. G4 is up to 6. Amazing start from the returning to CV driver. Priya is on the back of the Matessas here, looking to try and fight for second or first. The Matessas are fighting amongst each other themselves. It's always being considered a risky plan to spend tokens on the same race by both drivers, especially if they're spending the same amount of tokens. Because infighting can always happen. Fast Juicer, fastest lap of the race. He runs away into the lead. Butterlord, Priya boosts her way past Butterlord here, but Butterlord on the outside, and he's back into second. The Matessa speed is undeniable. We have Stefano on those mediums. He's getting past Priya. We have G4 let 4 up into 5th already. Pumpkin has dropped to 6th. Skep is holding down 7th with his teammate Kader now behind him, looking for a move down the inside, and he pulls that off. Iceberg in 9th. Ricky Boy 12th is still holding on to 10th, ahead of Kraft, who has joined the newly relegated Colost Forza. Of course, the Colost Forza lineup in Ultimate Virtual last season consisted of Bluebill Boy and Mark Andrews, both of whom have now joined BBB Force X. As a result, it's a completely new lineup for them. The enigmatic duo that is Charge GT and Kraft. Charge GT and Kraft currently holding down 11th and 12th at the current moment. I think the biggest issue for Colost Forza in these early days might be just the one speed that they're lacking. They've got all the other attributes sorted out, but that speed is not very good at all. And that might be the issue they have. Meanwhile, Matessa, highest speed on the grid, holding down that 1-2, but Priya is not letting go behind them, and they are all 3 of them are very close together. The Audi Sport Virtual car, of course, has 1 more grip than Matessa cars do, so that might be an advantage for Priya as she gets past Butterlord. Butterlord boosts his way back on the back straight, but Priya, just the natural traction, easily overtakes Butterlord. Even tries to go for a move on Fast Juicer, but he's holding down. He's got the fastest lap. All 3 of them are on soft tires. Important to note, Stefano behind, who's spending only 2 tokens. He is on the mediums. That will be a slight bit of profit for him unless he ends up getting undercut. Butterlord now is falling back from the top to Priya. Now overtakes Fast Juicer for the lead of the race, boosts her way out away, but she's run out of boost. So has Butterlord. Fast Juicer has been keeping all the boost, and they are all into the pits now. At the end of lap 7, Stefano inherits the lead. G4 is into the pits. Skep also stays out. It's Stefano in first. Skep just ahead of Priya, who exits out. Priya on the hards. Interestingly enough, we have Fast Juicer on the mediums, Butterlord on the softs. Completely different strategies from the former top 3. Will they be able to get back up there? G4 now has dropped temporarily down to 9th, but he's got 3 drivers ahead of him who have not yet petted, and he is catching them pretty quickly. He's on the hards. We've got Kraft and Iceberg on the hards here. Wrecky Boy 12, G4's teammate on the mediums, just holding on. Butterlord and Fast Juicer both simultaneously overtake Skip. Priya looks to have managed that earlier and has gotten a slight bit of a gap, but she's got slower tires. Looks like a bit of team orders there. Butterlord is allowed past Fast Juicer. Oh, Fast Juicer slowing that straight and touches a bit of gravel. Even Skip gets past him. Skip is still not into the pits after 9 laps. Fast Juicer will try and get through. Stefano is, however, and Stefano exits in 5th. Kraft and Iceberg still holding out on those hards. G4 fighting Pumpkin. Pumpkin's on fresh mediums at the current moment. It's Butterlord past Priya into the lead of the race. He goes on those softs. He wants to get as much of a gap as he possibly can. Priya behind him has more boost saved up. Fast Juicer's bit behind them, but light rain announced, and Fast Juicer is the first one to pit. Skip would be a high. Would get high rewards from the rain staying on, but we got Pumpkin and G4 both decided not to pit, which is very interesting. The rain is going to hit soon. Butterlord into the pits. Priya into the pits. Pumpkin and G4 are running 3rd and 4th now, and it's going to be heavy rain. Priya has hit it perfectly. She's going for the wets. Butterlord still on the inters, and so is Fast Juicer. Pumpkin and G4 into the pits now. Promotes Skip up to 4th. Stefano up to 5th. Kraft and Iceberg scored quite a bit by starting on the hards, because they are now 6th and 7th, but it's a lot of inter-runners. And you can see here it's only Priya, Pumpkin, G4, Julo, Juan, and Quetzly Boy who have opted for the wets despite the heavy rain. To be fair, the heavy rain was announced after a majority of those drivers had pitted. Butterlord is still pulling away from Priya, but Priya is trying to pull away from Fast Juicer as well, and Skip is holding on to the back of Fast Juicer at the current moment. Fast Juicer still holding down on that fast lap. Priya is closing down on Butterlord here, under a second, under half a second. Fast Juicer has just flip-flopping between 2.5 and 3.5 seconds behind Priya. To be fair, as the track is fully wet, the inter-runners are really struggling here. Oh, and it's going back to light rain, but that will not dry up the track. Priya will still hold the advantage here. Skip is in front of Fast Juicer. A car with 0 grip in front of a car with 4 grip. That is quite something. Skip putting on a show today. Butterlord still ahead of Priya, but barely so. Fast Juicer trying to get right back past Skip, as they both are just losing more and more time to Butterlord and Priya. Again, the dreams of a Metessa 1-2 are slipping away, and it's going to be clouds soon. The track will start drying up. The enters will start have better conditions. Priya must have made a mistake. Butterlord has gained a second on her, and he's holding down that first possession. But enough about the fight for the lead, and Fast Juicer is back in front of Skip for 3rd. Stefano is just holding down for 5th. Let's take a look at the rest of the top 10. It's Kraft by himself in 6th. That hard start really helped him out. Iceberg under attack from Pumpkin, who's on the wets. Soon enough, Iceberg will have the tire advantage, but for now, Pumpkin is trying to hold on and fight him for 7th position. G4 behind them also on those wets is holding down 9th, and Kader unfortunately has dropped down to 10th. Ricky Boy 12 and 11th, and Charge JT in 12th. Those two drivers that are, well, Charge GT isn't spending tokens. Ricky Boy 12 only a driver to be spending tokens currently and not scoring points. Fast Juicer's really behind Priya 5-second margin because of that rain. And he's cut it down to 4 seconds. He's cut it down to 3.5 seconds. Oh, it's back up to 4.5. But he has cut it down by a second. There's a 4-second margin, give or take now. He's gonna try and catch up as much as he can on those enters. Butterlord is just running away from Priya on the enters. The enters now, the better tires. The track is not fully wet. It's just partially wet. We've got Stefano overtook Skip from 4th, but Skip on the back straight retakes 4th position. Fast Juicer 3 seconds from Priya now. He is nearly closer to Priya than Priya is to Butter. He is going extremely quickly. Let's compare the lap times. Butterlord 31.25 last lap, Priya 32.02. Fast Juicer already can see her up ahead. He pit at 30.25 last lap. Are they going to pit for dry tires this lap? Yes, Butterlord will. So will Priya. So will Fast Juicer. Every single one of them pitting for the dry tires. It's a 37.48 from Butterlord, a 37.02 from Priya, and a 36.65 from Fast Juicer. He's constantly catching up to them, but now Butterlord and Priya have both opted for the softs. Fast Juicer onto the mediums. Mediums predicted to last 9 to 12 laps. Fast Juicer might be looking to finish the race on softs, to look for an overcut. No, it's going to be rain. We're going to have light rain again. And Priya makes a mistake on the end of that back straight, hits the gravel. And Butterlord is immediately back into the pits. So is Priya. Both on wets. Fast Juicer, what will he pick? He goes on the wets as well. It looks like the drivers know the rain is a-brewing, and there it goes, heavy rain. Skip and Stefano behind. Everyone is going to be pitting onto the wets now, but Fast Juicer looks to chase down Priya to give Matessa that 1-2 start to the season. That would be just astonishing for them. He is pulling up behind Priya. Priya sees him in the back mirrors as they exit the back straight, and the track will be drying soon anyways. The strats have just been reset after already having been reset. Not much consequence there. Fast Juicer has to break a lot there. Loses quite a bit to Priya, but he's still holding on behind her. Priya 3 seconds from Butterlord now. Fast Juicer still holding down that fast lap, of course, because we've had quite an extended period of rain. Fast Juicer makes a huge mistake on the steering there on the exit of the back straight, but he's just holding on behind Priya. Let's take a look down the order. Kraft is chasing down Stefano for 5th position. G4 ahead of Pumpkin for 7th. Ricky Boy 12 has gotten ahead of Iceberg and Kader for 9th position. Great stuff from him and the Polish NRT Orlen outfit will be proud. Iceberg holding down 10th, but him, Ricky Boy 12 and Kader are all very close together. Fast Juicer is just losing slight bits of time to Priya here and there. He is now about a second behind Priya, even over a second. Just could not find that move to make it stick, and eventually just lost out on that dirty air. He laps Nandi, who's currently in dead last and 20th, and on the back straight he is close to Priya. Priya boosts, but it just makes no difference. Fast Juicer just keeps up with her. That top speed of the Matessa is terrifying, and now everyone is into the pits for the dry tires. Butterlord onto the softs. It's 12 laps before the end. Will it be a double pit stop from Butterlord? Priya and Fast Juicer go onto the mediums. Are they hoping to stay on those mediums for the entire 12 laps? Or will they pit again? It's very unclear. what the strategy will be here, but Fast Juicer is right on the back of Priya. On the back straight, can he make it stick? No, he doesn't have the boost. And Priya just laps 3 cars at once at the very end of the back straight. Fast Juicer has to fight with them for the next turns. This is a brilliant strategic move from Priya. She is actually catching up to Butterlord. Butterlord only 1.5 seconds ahead now. He was 3 seconds ahead before, you'd think. With the faster tires, he would pull away, but he might have had quite a bad lap of 32.42. In any case, the podium position is really close together. Kraft just a second behind Stefano. Iceberg a second behind Pumpkin. Catter a second behind them. Ricky Boy 12 once again relegated into 11th, unfortunately for him. Butterlord once again trying to pull away here. Let's compare lap times. Butterlord over 30.40. Priya over 30.52. Fast Juicer over 30.83. Currently same speed as they deserve. Skip with a good with his best time this race of 30.73. Fast Juicer really catching up to Priya once again, but still early days to say will he be able to make a move. Butterlord will have 30.07, Priya will have 30.95, Fast Juicer will have 30.25. He cut up 7 tenths to Priya there. Priya lost 9 tenths to Butterlord, but Priya looks to try and catch up to him again. Those 3 are driving really close together, and I don't know about Priya and Fast Juicer, but Butterlord surely has to pit once more, and I think all 3 will be pitting once more to have the best strategic advantage they have. And Fast Juicer once again has to overtake 3 lap cars once more to go back into the fight against Priya, who pulled on a blinder of a lap at 29.83, just 2 tenths off from the fastest lap, and she is right behind Butterlord into the back straight on the inside. Oh, she hits the gravel. Fast Juicer isn't too far behind either of them, as Butterlord now has to defend his lead of the race. Priya on the outside into the inside of the chicane. It's Priya into the lead of the race. Butterlord on those soft stars starting to wear off. His teammate Fast Juicer now overtakes him as well. Oh, they're fighting. Fast Juicer hits the gravel a bit. Butterlord is back in front of him. They're trying to catch up to Priya. Both of them have less boost than Priya does. It's just a crazy fight for the race when Butterlord is into the pits. Priya and Fast Juicer stay out. Will Butterlord get an undercut here? What will happen? Skip is now gonna cross the finish line. Will he exit ahead of Butterlord? No, Butterlord exits ahead of Skip onto a fresh set of soft tires, and he really needs to make this count. But will Fast Juicer and Priya stay out on those mediums? Is the most important part. Will it be the undercut that does it for Butterlord? I think it's more likely to do it if they don't pit, and they're not pitting once again. They're 4 laps from the end of the race. Fast Juicer holding on a second behind Priya. Butterlord is 7 seconds behind him, and he is going way slower. Those soft tires really need some time to get into that groove for Butterlord. Did he just lose the win, the lead of the race? Are Priya and Fast Juicer not pitting? Fast Juicer's just holding on a second behind Priya, but he can't do anything, and they stay out. And I think Priya and Fast Juicer may very well be opting for 12 lap mediums. And who's to say if Butterlord can't catch them on those? He hits a 29.67 500ths off the fastest lap of the race on the most recent lap. Fast Juicer's half a second behind Priya. Priya has just 1 more grip on her car, but Fast Juicer does not care. He's trying to hold on, he's trying to fight. Priya with a time of 31.25, Fast Juicer with a time of 30.43, tries to go for a move on the inside. Priya counters it. Butterlord only managed a time of 30.87. It's not enough. It's not fast enough. He's still about 6 seconds behind. Fast Juicer boosts his way past Priya into the lead of the race. As we're about to finish lap 34, Butterlord is ages away from the top 2 here. He is now 4.5 seconds behind them. Fast Juicer and Priya fighting again. Priya on the inside. She retakes the lead of the race. She's got 31.97. Fast Juicer 31.67. Barlord at 29.83. But if it's enough, it doesn't look like it's enough. Priya may very well be on her way to steal the race win here from the Domin Matessas. In the end, just the strategy all worked out right. And Priya once again is lapping some lapped cars here. Fast Juicer has once again lost her here. Butterlord only 2.5 seconds behind. But we are into the final lap of the race. Whatever happens in this lap is how it's gonna remain. Priya has some issues there with the lapped cars. Fast Juicer expertly avoids Mr. 06 who hit the gravel on the back straight. He needs to overtake these lapped cars to stand any chance of catching up to Priya, but he's stuck behind Nandi. He has to go really on the outside. He's blocked by Nandi. He's behind Aaron DeAndrian, and here we go, across the finish line. Priya wins the Australian C-Prix. Fast Juicer finishes in second with a fast lap. Barlord in third, just a little bit behind. And Skip finishes the race in fourth. Stefano across the line in fifth. Kraft also looks to have taken 12 lap mediums, and he finishes the race in 6th position. G4 lap 4. Great race when compared to his car's performance index. He finishes in 7th. He shrugged off the advances from Pumpkin, who finishes in 8th. Cather is going to finish the race only in 9th despite 2 tokens. Not the best start for RBR, but points is points. Iceberg takes home a single tokenless point, which means, unfortunately, for Ricky Boy 12, 1 token was not enough, and he finishes only in 11th. Charge GT crossed the line in 12th. What a crazy race that was. Amazing race from both the Matessas and from Priya of Sport Virtual. It was just a fight, a full-out fight for the race win, and any one of those 3 could have had it. Fast Juicer must surely be very disappointed with himself. He was so close to Priya so many times, and you can see here Bartlord and Fast Juicer are now ahead of Priya as we're waiting for the rest of them to finish. If it was just 1 or 2 laps more, they could have taken her, but Priya played it perfectly right, and she wins the Australian C-Prix to start off Challenger Virtual Season 6. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time for the lovely Saudi Arabian C-Prix at the Jeddah Corniche circuit. What a race that was. And yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.